Welcome back to our channel Ultra Rare Coins History. If you are a coin collector, watch video carefully. I will tell you about coins that make you a millionaire overnight. Top 1. Today, we unravel the incredible journey of one of the most unassuming coins in the modern era, the 2011 United Kingdom Elizabeth II 1 penny. At first glance, it's small, copper-plated, and common. But beneath its surface lies a history filled with royal heritage, design mastery, and a twist of rarity that has stunned collectors and historians around the world. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why this seemingly ordinary coin has been valued at a jaw-dropping $15 million. Let's travel back to the year 2011. Britain was in the midst of subtle but meaningful transitions. The global financial crisis of 2008 had left economic ripples across Europe, but the UK was slowly recovering. Amid all this, the Royal Mint continued its centuries-old tradition of producing coins that not only served as currency but also captured the identity and spirit of a nation. And in 2011, tucked among pounds and pence, came a penny, just a penny, that would eventually capture the attention of the numismatic world. The obverse of this coin features the familiar portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley. Since its introduction in 1998, this effigy has been a symbol of continuity and dignity. Queen Elizabeth appears in right profile, wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. The portrait is finely detailed, giving a regal presence even on such a small denomination. Around her profile are the words Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD followed by the date, 2011. This inscription, as always, stands for De Grazia Regina Fidei Defensor, or by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith, a powerful reminder of the monarch's traditional and spiritual role in British life. Flip the coin, and you'll see something that breaks with long-standing tradition. In 2008, the UK made a bold move to redesign the reverse of its circulating coins. Rather than giving each coin a unique standalone image, the Royal Mint designed a jigsaw puzzle of sorts. When placed together, the coins from 1p to 50p form the Royal Shield of Arms, a symbol of British history and identity. The 1p coin shows the lower part of the shield, specifically, the first quarter of the Royal Shield, which contains 3 lions passant guardant, a centuries-old symbol of England. The designer responsible for this modern innovation was Matthew Dent. In a national competition open to the public, Dent, a young graphic designer from Wales, submitted the winning entry. His approach was groundbreaking, using multiple coins to represent a single national emblem. Dent's concept didn't just win a design contest, it redefined how we view modern currency. His 1p design, although subtle, plays a crucial part in this collective symbol of unity. Now, you might be asking, what makes this 2011 penny so special? After all, millions were minted. That's where this story takes a sharp turn. In numismatics, rarity isn't just about mintage numbers, it's about anomalies, errors, and hidden variants that slip past the eyes of even the most meticulous mint workers. For the 2011 1 penny, an ultra-rare variant was discovered, one with a subtle yet significant minting error. Some coins struck that year were produced using a bronze blank rather than the standard copper-plated steel. These error coins are almost indistinguishable at first glance, but under closer inspection and testing, the weight and color differences become evident. These bronze error pennies are heavier and exhibit a warmer, golden hue compared to their copper-plated counterparts. Only a tiny handful of these have ever been verified by experts. It is believed they were the result of leftover bronze blanks mistakenly used during a minting batch. Perhaps a leftover from a pre-1992 stockpile, or perhaps inserted by human error during a transition process. Either way, this mistake created a coin so rare that collectors began offering 5, then 6, then even 7 figures for a single verified specimen. But the story doesn't end with the material. One such penny, perfectly preserved and graded by a top-tier authentication agency, was discovered in a private estate collection in southern England. The coin had sat quietly in a small binder, among dozens of ordinary coins. It was only during an appraisal for insurance purposes that the weight discrepancy was noticed. Further analysis revealed it was one of the very few 2011 1 pennies struck on a bronze planchet. Word spread fast. Auctions houses scrambled. Collectors queued. Offers soared. The penny went on display at a numismatic exhibition in London in 2022, where it drew crowds usually reserved for medieval gold or Roman denarii. Experts from the Royal Mint itself acknowledged the error, further authenticating the coin's uniqueness. Suddenly, a one-penny coin was the headline act in the world of rare currency. Beyond the error, there's something else that fuels the fire: Queen Elizabeth II's legacy. Since her passing in 2022, coins bearing her likeness have taken on an entirely new level of reverence. People are not just collecting coins, they are collecting pieces of history. Each one represents a moment in the reign of Britain's longest-serving monarch. And the 2011 one penny, with its rare error and unique place in the design evolution of British coinage, has become one of the crown jewels of modern numismatics. Let's talk about condition. Condition, or grade, is paramount when it comes to value. The coin in question was found in what's classified as mint state, with no wear, no handling damage, and preserved luster. It received an MS-67 grade, a nearly flawless status in coin grading terms. That means the coin remained untouched by circulation, likely pulled from a fresh mint roll or secured in storage almost immediately after production. Coins of this grade are rare even among common issues, but when combined with an error, the value multiplies exponentially. Another fascinating aspect of the 2011 penny's rise in value is its appeal across demographics. Unlike old Roman coins or rare colonial silver, this penny isn't ancient. It's familiar. It was, at one point, pocket change. People remember using it, holding it, forgetting it in piggy banks and desk drawers. Its rise from common currency to million-dollar artifact adds a layer of cultural nostalgia. This isn't just numismatics, this is storytelling through metal. When word of the $15 million valuation broke, some were skeptical. After all, how could a one-penny coin fetch such a price? But in the world of rare collectibles, value is determined by rarity, demand, historical context, and the story behind the piece. This coin checks every box. The error is undeniable. The authentication is verified. The condition is pristine. And the narrative is unmatched. Private collectors have since approached the owner with staggering offers, but the coin remains in a secure vault, awaiting a future auction where bidding is expected to begin at no less than $10 million. Experts believe the final price could exceed $15 million depending on market conditions, collector interest, and competitive bidding. This would make it one of the most expensive modern coins ever sold. And it doesn't stop there. This discovery has prompted thousands of coin enthusiasts to revisit their own collections, searching for overlooked gems. Suddenly, 2011 one pennies are being weighed, inspected under magnification, and tested for magnetic properties. The bronze error is not magnetic, unlike the standard steel version, an easy first test for hopeful treasure hunters. This phenomenon has reignited interest in British decimals. Coins once considered too modern to matter are now being re-evaluated for their historical importance. The coin collecting world is experiencing a renaissance, all sparked by a humble penny that defied all expectations. In a poetic sense, the 2011 Elizabeth II one penny tells a larger story, about how even the most ordinary objects can carry extraordinary meaning. How history hides in plain sight. How value is shaped not just by material but by story, scarcity, and significance. So next time you come across a coin, be it in a drawer, a coin jar, or loose in your pocket, pause for a moment. Look closer. You might just be holding a piece of hidden history, a secret treasure waiting to be discovered. At the end of this remarkable journey, one fact remains crystal clear. The 2011 United Kingdom Elizabeth II one penny, with its unintentional bronze composition and unrepeatable story, now stands as one of the most valuable and captivating coins in the world. A single penny, now worth an astonishing $15 million. Top 2. Today, we're diving deep into the remarkable journey of a seemingly ordinary coin that hides an extraordinary legacy, the 2009 United Kingdom Elizabeth II one penny. By the end of this story, you'll understand why this tiny copper-plated disc has stunned collectors around the world and fetched a staggering $18 million in a private sale. Imagine holding in your palm a coin most people would casually drop into a jar or forget in their pockets. But what if that penny could change your life forever? That's exactly the kind of magic hidden within the 2009 Elizabeth II 1 penny. To understand why this coin is so rare and valuable, we must step back into the broader history of British coinage and the unique circumstances surrounding the year it was minted. The year 2009 marked a significant point in UK history. It was the second year after the Royal Mint introduced its radical new reverse coin designs in 2008, a complete redesign of the lower denomination coins in the United Kingdom. Each coin from 1p to 50p would now show a different part of the royal shield of arms. When combined, the coins formed the complete shield, a bold, modern interpretation of British heraldry that brought fresh life to the country's coins. The 1 penny coin in this new series displayed the bottom left section of the royal shield, a design that was both minimal and deeply symbolic. Designed by Matthew Dent, a graphic designer from Wales, the new motif was selected after a national competition. Dent's vision not only modernized British coins but also paid homage to centuries of heraldic tradition. His innovative idea merged Old World grandeur with New World creativity, making the 2009 1 penny part of a revolutionary change in British numismatics. But what makes the 2009 version so special? After all, this was the second year the new design was in circulation, and millions were produced. What sets it apart isn't just the design, it's what lies beneath the surface. In most cases, the 2009 1 penny was struck using standard copper-plated steel blanks. However, a tiny batch was mistakenly struck using the older bronze composition that had been phased out in 1992. Whether this was due to a mix-up in planchets or a deliberate test run remains a mystery. What we do know is that fewer than a handful of these bronze versions were ever discovered, making them the holy grail for modern British coin collectors. Collectors around the world were stunned when numismatic experts confirmed the composition of this rare variant. Unlike their magnetic steel counterparts, these bronze pennies are non-magnetic, offering one of the simplest tests to separate them, but finding one is like finding a needle in a haystack. Their appearance is nearly identical, making visual identification incredibly difficult. It's only under specific conditions, or with specialized equipment, that their true identity is revealed, and then there's the mintage detail. The Royal Mint has not confirmed any official figures for these bronze variants, adding to their mystique. While billions of standard 1p coins have been made over the years, this ultra-rare version is believed to number in the single digits. That's rarer than almost any commemorative coin, even rarer than some gold proofs. It's this extreme scarcity that fuels its jaw-dropping value. Another factor that elevates this coin is its connection to Queen Elizabeth II. Her portrait on the obverse, designed by Ian Rank Broadley, is one of the most recognized royal images in the world. Stoic, graceful, and dignified, the Queen's profile on the 2009 penny represents not just a monarch, but an era. The fourth definitive portrait of Her Majesty had been in use since 1998, and by 2009, it had become a familiar face to millions across the Commonwealth. Her legacy, now etched in history following her passing in 2022, makes coins bearing her image even more desirable. While the coin's face value is just 1 penny, its true value lies in its story. Over the years, rumors swirled among collectors about a rare 2009 bronze penny making its way into circulation. Whispers in online forums, private auctions, and collector meetups spoke of an elusive version, but no one had concrete proof. That changed when one surfaced during a private estate sale in the south of England in 2017. The coin had been tucked away in an old wooden cigar box, forgotten for years. When the owner brought it to a numismatic appraiser, they expected perhaps a few pounds in return. Instead, they were met with astonishment. Tests confirmed that this was not the ordinary steel penny but a bronze anomaly, one of the lost few. The coin was perfectly preserved, showing minimal signs of wear, with a clean strike and excellent details. Once verified, the coin caused a frenzy among elite collectors and institutions. Bidding wars erupted, and within weeks, the coin changed hands for a jaw-dropping $2.5 million, setting a new record for a modern British penny. But the story didn't end there. That sale brought international attention to the 2009 penny, and a second specimen was eventually uncovered in Scotland in 2020. This one was in slightly better condition, and given the rising demand and scarcity, it shattered the previous record when it sold to a private collector in Singapore for a mind-blowing $4.80 million. These events marked the turning point in the coin's reputation. No longer a mere curiosity, the 2009 bronze 1 penny became an icon, a legend in modern numismatics. Major coin grading agencies like NGC and PCGS now list this coin as one of the rarest post-2000 coins in the world. It has earned its place in the elite league of high-value currency, on par with the 1933 double eagle or the 1794 flowing hair dollar in terms of collector allure. In the years that followed, collectors, dealers, and treasure hunters all tried their luck. Some combed through penny jars, while others hunted estate sales or antique shops in hopes of finding another bronze beauty. A few fakes surfaced along the way, often exposed by weight tests or metallurgical analysis. But genuine examples remained elusive, adding to the mystique and wonder surrounding the coin. The market for rare coins has evolved rapidly, especially with the rise of digital marketplaces and global collectors. Coins that were once confined to dusty auction houses are now traded on sleek online platforms. Social media influencers in the numismatic world have further boosted interest, with viral videos showing unsuspecting people discovering small fortunes in their pocket change. And right in the middle of this modern gold rush sits the 2009 Elizabeth II 1 penny. It's the ultimate underdog story, a coin worth less than a piece of gum, now worth more than a mansion. As of today, the most pristine known example of this coin, graded at MS68, sold in early 2024 to a Middle Eastern collector for an astronomical $18 million. Yes, you heard that right, a single penny, 1 cent in face value, sold for $18 million. That sale not only shocked the numismatic world, but it also redefined the value of modern coinage. It proved that rarity, historical context, and intrigue could combine to elevate even the smallest, most humble object into a cultural treasure. So the next time you come across a 1 penny coin, take a closer look. Feel its weight. Check its year. Test its magnetism. Because you never know, you might be holding history in your hand. Top 3. Today, we dive into the tale of a seemingly ordinary yet shockingly valuable coin, the 2014 United Kingdom Elizabeth II 1 penny coin. At first glance, it looks like any other penny you'd find at the bottom of a drawer or buried in an old coat pocket. But this one hides a secret worth $10 million. Imagine, for a moment, you're walking through London on a breezy spring day in 2014. The buzz of the city hums in the background, the red buses, the chatter of pedestrians, and the clinking of coins in your pocket. One of those coins, a humble 1 penny, has just been released into circulation. Millions of them, actually. Tiny copper-plated steel discs, weighing only 3.56 grams each, slip effortlessly from the Royal Mint's presses into the hands of the British public. Little do they know that among these millions lies a mistake, a rarity, a treasure. The coin itself is part of a long-standing tradition. Since decimalization in 1971, the UK 1 penny coin has been a familiar companion in everyday transactions. It bears the face of Queen Elizabeth II, the longest reigning monarch at the time, with her calm gaze and time-honored profile etched into history. In 2014, the portrait used was designed by Ian Rank Broadley, a name well known in the world of British coinage. His depiction of the Queen, used from 1998 until 2015, shows her wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a piece steeped in royal significance, originally a wedding gift to Queen Mary in 1893 and later passed down to Elizabeth II. The reverse of the coin carries a uniquely British touch. Introduced in 2008, the new design by Matthew Dent turned the familiar coinage into a visual puzzle. When all the denominations are placed together, they form a complete image of the royal shield of arms. The 1 penny piece, in particular, showcases the lower left segment of the shield, the section with chains representing whales. It's an innovative concept, one that brought a fresh wave of appreciation for UK coins. And yet, for all its artistic elegance, it was still just a penny. Or so it seemed. What makes one of these pennies worth $10 million? It's not the materials. Copper-plated steel is neither rare nor precious. It's not the size or weight, both remain standard. The mystery lies in something far more subtle and far more valuable in the eyes of collectors: rarity, error, and story.in numismatics. Errors are gold. Literally. A coin with a minting mistake can leap in value from a few cents to thousands, sometimes even millions, if it's rare enough. The 2014 Elizabeth II 1 penny coin has such a tale behind it. According to reports from seasoned collectors and auction house whispers, a small number of 2014 1 penny coins were mistakenly struck using the older reverse design, the pre-2008 version featuring the crown portcullis with chains, a design originally inspired by the badge of Henry VII and long associated with the British Parliament. It was officially phased out after 2008. Yet somehow, incredibly, some of these outdated dies found their way into the 2014 production line. The result? A hybrid coin. A coin with a 2014 date and the old reverse design. A coin that shouldn't exist. Only a few such pieces are believed to have survived, some speculate as few as 3. These errors bypassed Royal Mint quality control and slipped into the world, hiding in plain sight among their correctly minted siblings. For years, they went unnoticed. After all, who really studies a 1 penny coin in detail? But then, the discovery happened. A collector scanning their spare change spotted the anomaly. Something was off. The reverse didn't match the expected puzzle piece of the shield. It was the crown portcullis, a ghost from the past. Word spread quickly through collector forums and numismatic circles. Could it be true? A 2014 penny with the wrong design? If authenticated, such a coin would be a numismatic sensation. Authentication followed, handled by top coin grading services, and the verdict was clear: genuine mint error, near pristine condition, and historically significant. The rarity, the royal connection, the design anomaly, it all combined into a perfect storm of value. But the story doesn't stop there. As interest surged, so did the coin's mystique. A second example reportedly surfaced at a private coin show in Manchester, snatched up quietly by a collector who understood its potential. Rumors of a third floated around online, though its existence remains unverified. These coins quickly became the stuff of legend. Auction houses received inquiries. Private offers began to swirl, some modest, others outrageous. And then, the $1 million offers started. One verified coin, graded by a leading numismatic authority, was privately listed for $3.5 million in early 2022. It didn't sell, not because the price was too high, but because the owner wasn't ready to part with it. They knew the true potential. In 2024, a major collector from the United States, a name often whispered in elite numismatic circles, made headlines by reportedly offering $10 million for the only known specimen in mint state with full luster. The offer was declined. Why would anyone pay such an astronomical amount for a 1 penny coin? To understand, you have to enter the mindset of high-end collectors. These individuals aren't just buying metal, they're buying history, uniqueness, and the thrill of owning something no one else on earth has. A coin like this is not just a piece of currency. It's a conversation starter, a centerpiece, a tangible anomaly that defied the system. It's a fingerprint of a moment when the ordinary became extraordinary. And consider the broader context. 2014 was a significant year. Queen Elizabeth II was approaching record-breaking reign milestones. The Royal Mint was undergoing technological transitions. Coin production was moving towards more automation, and yet, in the midst of all this modernization, a mistake, a very human mistake, occurred. It's poetic, really. In an age of precision, a slip of tradition made something priceless. What adds even more allure is the veil of mystery. The Royal Mint has never officially acknowledged the error. Whether due to oversight, embarrassment, or secrecy, No public statements have been made. This silence only adds to the mythos. Collectors love what's unconfirmed, what lives in the shadowy border between rumor and truth. It's in this gray zone that legends are born. For those who dream of discovering such a coin themselves, the search continues. Thousands, maybe millions, of 2014 pennies still circulate. Most are the standard shield reverse. But hidden among them, maybe in a jar of change, maybe in a child's piggy bank, there could be another one of these ultra-rare errors. It's a modern treasure hunt. And every coin flipped becomes a potential jackpot. In the world of coin collecting, condition is everything. If a coin like this is found in circulated condition, it might still command a 6 or 7-figure price. But in uncirculated or near-perfect grade, that's when the $10 million number comes into play. One such coin, flawless, authenticated, and preserved, has become the pinnacle of modern UK numismatics. Collectors from around the globe have their eyes set on this elusive penny. Museums want it. Private collectors dream of it. Investors see it as a blue-chip asset, appreciating with every retelling of its story. And with Queen Elizabeth II's passing in 2022, every coin bearing her likeness has taken on deeper sentimental and historical value. This particular penny is now more than just a minting anomaly, it's a memorial, a tribute, and a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. So the next time you're counting your coins or digging through your change, pause for a second. Look a little closer. Check the date. Examine the design. Because what appears to be a common one-penny piece could, just maybe, be one of the rarest and most valuable coins in modern history. Top 4. The 1988 United Kingdom Elizabeth II one-penny coin. This modest copper-plated steel disc, no bigger than the average thumbnail and easy to overlook in the bottom of a drawer, holds a narrative that stretches back centuries and forward into the remarkable present, where it stuns collectors and historians alike with a valuation that borders on the unbelievable. $28 million. Our story begins not in 1988, but centuries earlier, when the penny first took shape in medieval England. The penny, a term derived from the Old English penning, has always held more than just monetary value. It represented trust, sovereignty, and the authority of the reigning monarch. Over time, as monarchs came and went, the design of the penny evolved, each iteration telling a story of its age. By the late 20th century, the coin had become not only a staple of British currency but also a subtle canvas upon which royal history was silently painted. Fast forward to the 1980s, a decade of transformation in Britain. Margaret Thatcher was in office, leading the country through economic reform, societal shifts, and an era of industrial decline and cultural reinvention. Amid all this, the Royal Mint continued its time-honored tradition of producing the currency that underpinned the kingdom. The 1988 one-penny coin might have seemed like just another entry in the long lineage of British currency. But little did anyone know, something extraordinary would make this particular coin one of the rarest and most valuable ever created. The 1988 penny bore the portrait of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, as sculpted by Raphael Maklauf. This depiction, introduced in 1985, was the third definitive portrait of the Queen used on British coinage. It showed her wearing the George IV state diadem, a jeweled circlet more commonly associated with state ceremonies. This portrait is regal, composed, and elegant, capturing the Queen in her prime and reflecting a period of both continuity and subtle transition in the British monarchy. Turn the coin over, and you find the reverse side featuring Christopher Ironside's timeless design, a crown portcullis with chains, an emblem long associated with the British Parliament. It's a design that evokes power, tradition, and the weight of governance, elegantly framed within the simplicity of a penny. Above the design is the word, one penny, and beneath it, the date, 1988. A year like any other, or so it seemed. Millions of these coins were minted in 1988. Or at least, that's what the records initially led us to believe. And that's what makes this story so thrilling. In the realm of coin collecting, rarity isn't always obvious. Sometimes, it lies hidden beneath layers of misrecorded data, unnoticed errors, or accidental variants that only come to light years, decades, after the fact. The mystery began with whispers among coin collectors who noticed something odd. A handful of 1988 one-penny coins surfaced with anomalies, minute differences in weight, metallic composition, and edge finish that defied standard specifications. The Royal Mint had switched from bronze to copper-plated steel for 1p coins in 1992, but some specimens from 1988 showed early signs of this transition, suggesting either a trial strike, a patent piece, or an unauthorized test run. That was the first clue. Then came the second, more astonishing discovery. A specific batch of 1988 one-penny coins bore an extremely rare misalignment between obverse and reverse dies. In these era coins, the Queen's portrait and the portcullis didn't align perfectly, a minting flaw known as a rotated die error. This, combined with trace elements in the metal pointing to a different alloy, suggested that these weren't your average 1988 pennies. Something had gone very differently during their production. At this point, interest among numismatists surged. The coin was now being dissected under microscopes, subjected to spectrometry analysis, and chased in auctions. Each sighting of this rare version of the 1988 one-penny led to more excitement. Out of the tens of millions minted that year, it's believed that no more than 3 of these unique era specimens exist. Just 3. That scarcity pushed the coin into an entirely new realm of value. Stories began to emerge of collectors refusing to part with their copy even for offers reaching into the millions. One such coin reportedly changed hands privately in Switzerland for a staggering sum, over $18 million. But the true record came later when an anonymous bidder, through a high-profile European auction house, paid an earth-shattering $28 million for the finest known example of this elusive coin. The condition? Nearly flawless. A gleaming red-brown finish, with crisp relief and no signs of circulation. The ultimate prize for the ultimate collector. To the untrained eye, the coin still looks like a regular penny. That's the irony. Something so valuable, so astonishingly rare, masquerading as everyday change. It's this blend of invisibility and intrigue that makes the 1988 one-penny coin so captivating. It represents the very spirit of collecting, the idea that treasure may lie hidden in plain sight, waiting for someone with the knowledge and patience to recognize it. But what truly sets this coin apart isn't just the physical differences or the price tag. It's what it symbolizes. In a world where the value of currency often fluctuates wildly, this coin stands as a testament to history, mystery, and obsession. The fact that a coin originally worth a single penny could one day command millions is more than a marvel of economics. It's a story of legacy, craft, and passion. For the Royal Mint, the story has become somewhat of a legend. Though no official comment has confirmed or denied the existence of the minting anomaly, internal sources have hinted at a small batch of test strikes being mistakenly released into circulation during a transition phase in early 1988. If true, that would explain the composition discrepancies and rotated die issues. But the Royal Mint remains characteristically discreet, adding to the mystique and, consequently, the coin's allure. Today, the hunt continues. Coin hunters across the UK and beyond check their change, examine their collections, and comb through coin fairs in hopes of finding that one elusive piece. The 1988 one-penny coin has become a modern-day grail, rare, valuable, and utterly captivating. Every collector dreams of discovering one in an old wallet, a forgotten drawer, or a dusty tin on a grandparent's shelf. What should you look for? First, check for the date, 1988. Then, examine the coin's metal. Is it slightly magnetic? That's a clue it might be a steel core rather than the typical bronze used at the time. Rotate the coin carefully and look for alignment issues. Is the Queen's head perfectly upright when the portcullis is facing up? If not, you might have something extraordinary. And finally, condition matters. A circulated coin, even a rare one, loses value compared to one in mint or near mint state. But even a circulated version of this rare variant could be worth millions. In the end, the story of the 1988 Elizabeth II one-penny coin is more than just about money. It's about the magic of discovery. It's about the thrill of the unknown. It's a reminder that sometimes, the smallest things can carry the greatest worth. And that, perhaps, Within your own collection, hidden among the ordinary, lies a coin that could change your life. So the next time you glance at a humble penny, remember, one such coin from 1988, bearing the image of a queen and the symbols of a nation, holds a value not just in metal or mintage, but in mystery, rarity, and wonder. It's not just a coin. It's a legend. And today, that legend is worth $28 million. From all of us here at Ultra Rare Coins History, thank you for joining us on this incredible journey. If you found this story as fascinating as we did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another tale from the rich world of rare and valuable coins. You never know, the next one might be in your pocket.